Hello everyone, welcome to Onion Skin, and today we are starting a brand new mega series all about cutout animation. There's so many different ways to do it using Toon Boom, and you can achieve all kinds of different results. And first things first, you may have noticed, it's Toon Boom Studio. Probably thought you'd never see this again. It's been a long time since we've done anything with Toon Boom Studio. So if you're a user of that software, you've probably been getting a bit worried, but no worries. In this video, I'm going to go through how to prepare a character for cutout animation using both Toon Boom Studio and Harmony 12 Essentials. By covering both of those two programs, you will be able to achieve these results using any other version of the Toon Boom lineup. So have a look-see here. You'll probably remember this character, who I like to call the Domestic Killbot, who featured in a series a long time ago, pointing out all of the different drawing tools that are available in Toon Boom Studio, where we just drew this guy as a flat character using a number of different methods. And now I'm going to break him up into all of the individual parts that will be required to do a cutout animation with. The cutout animation mega series is broken up into several mini series that will go through making an animation from start to finish using a number of different character rigging methods. So by the end of this mini series, we will have made a full animation from start to finish with multiple characters, movement, a plot line, etc, etc. If you follow it along from start to finish, you'll know exactly how to make a cutout animation all of your own using both Studio and Harmony 12. And it would be great at the end of the series for us to bring all of your creations together and we can see what we've all made into a little mini franchise of the Domestic Killbots. So in this video, we're going to go through tearing this flat drawing apart and preparing it for rigging using Toon Boom Studio, and in the next video, once it goes up, a card will be appearing at the top about now, in creating this character from scratch in Harmony 12, preparing it directly for the cutout process. Skipping a step here where we've drawn it flat and then breaking it up, we're going to draw it as pieces. So here he is. This is the original drawing we did of the Domestic Killbot ages ago now. And here's all one drawing. At the moment, we drew it in one flat piece, and in order to create an animatable puppet, we need to break him up into individual pieces. That's the head, arms, shoulders, all these bits need to become their own element, their own layer. Now, if you're following along with this tutorial drawing the robot, and you haven't done it before, if you're starting from scratch, you're going to want to start from part 2 in this series, even if you're using Toon Boom Studio. The process I'm about to demonstrate is for what you see here, a drawing that is complete and flat and needs editing. You may find yourself in the situation and may be a technique that is worth using, so I recommend giving it a watch anyway. But next time is when the proper work that I recommend you follow begins. So let's get started. How can we go about doing this? Under the black arrow, the selection tool, no, that's not it. Under the eraser, there is a tool called the cutter. What this thing does is it will create a slice through a piece of artwork, which you can't actually see when it does it, but when you select it again, you can see this line is going through there like that. So now if I pick up this piece of shirt, you can see it's now broken the vectors into a new piece. So what I'm going to do is go to the Killbot layer, right click it and go to duplicate element. This will take a complete copy of the whole thing. And I'm going to keep just the head. So if I turn off the old layer and grab the selection tool, you can see I just grab everything there, delete all the bits. So we're just left with the head. There we go. That's a nice easy one. I'm going to repeat this process for every part of the body. Some of these other pieces will require a little bit of modification. That little line coming out there, I don't like that. Trim that down, there we go. Now for this arm has a bit more modification again. If you consider how this is going to move, if the hand underneath is going to be sort of pivoting around as it animates like this, right? We encounter a bit of a problem when the animation breaks. Underneath there's this huge gap here now that's going to look terrible. So on this arm I'm going to compensate for that. Move that line. Grab my pencil tool. Under the paint bucket there's a dropper which lets you choose different colors around and about. I'm going to choose the standard black that everything else has and draw a nice arcing bit around like that. There we go. Select the same brown and fill it in. Oops. So now if I put that hand above and kind of test out how it would move, it's better. But you know, it can move a bit without it being stupid. Up here as well, these cables disappear underneath the upper arm. So I'm going to make a few more modifications here on that. Get rid of that overlapping bit. Oh man, you just can't see those colors. Okay, that's pretty much all I think I need to say about this process. So I'm just going to let the rest of the sequence play out in time-lapse. But while that plays out, I would like to explain a few things about the rest of this series moving forwards. Now remember, this first mini-series is just one of the many ways that you can create a cutout, puppet, and animate using the Toon Boom products. However, we're starting with this one because I believe it to be the quickest and easiest to pick up and understand, and also a very fast way to animate, to help you get to grips with the process, and you can make some really cool stuff with it as well. When we're done with this way, we'll move on and create an animation using the deformation tools and create a skeletal bone rig. Once we're done with that, we'll eventually move on and create an animation using the skeletal bone deformers, and you get quite a different result from them. So if you follow through all of the different series, you'll learn a huge amount about different ways that animation can be done. I don't believe different ways are necessarily better than another, but it's all about choosing the right approach and the right technique for your project and the look and feel that you'd like to portray to your audience. And of course, production reasons like the amount of time available to you, the amount of skill you currently have, or even if you'll be working with a team or not. Now we're starting to approach the end of this sequence. So as you've seen, it's certainly not the most efficient way to prepare a puppet, but it is a way. So join me next time, I'll show you a completely new way to prepare this domestic Killbot character for cutout animation. We'll be using Harmony 12 Essentials to do that, and if you're a studio user, you can still follow along there as well. So that will be one that everyone can join in and follow along. So I'll hope to see you there. Thanks for coming by. I hope you got something out of it. If you got stuck somewhere or something was a bit tricky, or if you have an idea for something else you'd like to see in a video, please let me know. In the meantime, you can check out some of my other stuff in those links just there. Whoa. But thanks again, and I'll see you again soon.